Not only do I have curly hair, it's quite thick and difficult to manage at the best of times. This is what my hair looks like now, but 2 years ago, my hair looked like this. I cut it to a length I didn't really enjoy, and not only that, there was so much breakage, split ends, it was dry, it was frizzy all the time. I had a lot of trouble handling my hair at that point. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I got my hair from looking like that to now looking the healthiest it's ever looked. Let's get straight to it. Okay, let's kind of do a little like lore drop on my hair through the years. I've always had long hair, and I've always been grateful for the fact that not only do I have curly hair, that my mom and nan used to lecture like, people pay hundreds to have their hair to look like yours and you have it for free. Yeah, I am grateful for the fact that not only do I have curly hair, but it's also at a length that people are quite like, whoa, how is your hair long and curly at the same time? Half of it's genetics, but I did put work into it, trust. We did go through a little bit of hardship. Growing up in a predominantly white area, not only was curly hair products really hard to find at the time, we're talking like early 2010s in England as well. Not only were they hard to find, but whenever we did find them, they were really expensive. I used to have my hair in protective hairstyles, but it would always be in the same rotation of them, so I didn't really experiment that much with hairstyles because my hair was thick as well. I couldn't be doing the same like hairstyles as my mates in school that had the little elastic bands in their hair and everything like that. Like, it just wouldn't have ended well at all. All of my siblings as well had slightly different hair types, so all of our kind of hair had to have kind of like slightly different maintenance like routines. The same maintenance routine isn't going to work for different hair types, you know what I mean? But when I cut my hair 2 years ago by myself, I still get flashbacks to it now. Like, it's absolutely horrible. I cut it to a length that I didn't really like, and one side was uneven. Like, this side, my right, was slightly shorter than the other. It's nowhere near as noticeable now, but back then, when I look back at videos, I had hair blindness because I thought it wasn't that bad. So I've had my fair share of hair fails. That's why I'm making this video, because it's something that I wish I had when I was younger, so that I'd know not to make any of these mistakes that I was just mentioning. So let's first talk about pre-wash routine. What do I do kind of before I wash my hair? Oil. I was actually using oil before rosemary oil and stuff like that were trending on TikTok. I basically just add the oil onto my scalp and onto my ends a few hours before I'd wash my hair. So I wash my hair on a Sunday, I wash it once a week. So as soon as I'd wake up and I'd go into the bathroom to brush my teeth and stuff and freshen up, I'd put oil in my hair and my ends, and I'd just leave it for a few hours and then go to wash my hair. So this is kind of how I go about washing my hair, because it's taken a while for me to kind of get this routine together, but I have my reasons for why I do all these things. So firstly, I don't brush my hair overly like too much whilst washing. The only time I pick up the brush is when I'm detangling it with conditioner in, which we're not even at that point in the wash day yet, so the brush isn't even being thought about at that point. But the first thing I do is obviously rinse the oil out after it's been in my hair for a few hours. Sometimes I do it overnight, but most of the time I forget, so I'll make sure to wake up and do it first thing. I wash the oil out and then I add shampoo the first time. This is what really gets the build-up off of my scalp and off the hair. This is what gets the sebum off the, I say grease, but curly hair doesn't really get greasy. And just product build-up and all of that. The first shampoo gets all of that off. Rinse it off, and then I shampoo a second time, which is, you know, when you get shampoos that specifically say like moisturizing shampoo, you know, like stuff like that, that is when the benefits of the shampoo are gonna go into your hair now that it's clean from all the build-up. So that's why I shampoo twice, and I recommend that you guys do it as well, because it really not only makes sure that your hair's clean, but you're also getting the benefits from the shampoo. Then I add a hair mask, and recently I've been using this Necto one. They say leave it in for about 3 to 5 minutes, but sometimes I use the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil hair mask, and that one's really good too. I leave that in for a bit longer if I use it, kind of like 10 to 15-ish minutes, never really longer than that. And I put it in my scalp and my ends, rinse that out too. Then I use conditioner. The main thing kind of throughout all of this is that I really make sure that my hair is wet. Water is like your best friend when it comes to your curly hair, because it kind of opens up. Do your hair have pores? I don't know, but especially if you have low porosity hair, which I kind of have like medium to low porosity, I'd say, so it takes a bit of time for me to actually get my hair thoroughly wet when I'm washing it. So I also make sure my hair's wet like right before I even add the first lot of conditioner. But then throughout the wash, I always make sure that, you know, there's a decent amount of water that's been put on there. This is when I pick up the hairbrush after I've put the conditioner in, and then I brush softly. I don't yank at my hair. If anything, if there's a knot, I'll try and use my fingers to get it out slowly, or I'll, obviously because conditioner's in, it'll be easier to get the knots out anyway, but I just make sure not to yank at my hair, because that just makes unnecessary breakage that we're not here for. And that's basically what I do when it comes to like wash days. I don't really use expensive products either. I literally use the Aldi dupe for L'Oreal Elvive, you know, the one in the orange bottle. I use the Aldi dupe of that, and obviously I've mentioned the hair masks that I use, so I don't really go all out there when it comes to like expensive products and stuff like that, and my hair is still healthy and shiny. Okay, now let's talk about how I style my hair. I have made a separate video on how I style my hair. I'll leave it in the description, because if you kind of want a more visual representation of how I do it, watch that video. But I'm just kind of going to explain briefly what I do here. So, like washing my hair, water is your best friend when styling your hair, because more water equals less frizz. And I struggle with frizz quite a lot when my hair is kind of like natural and there's no products in it. So water really and truly is my best friend in this situation. The first thing I add is a good leave-in conditioner. At the minute, I'm using the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil leave-in conditioner because it smells nice. It matches with the hair mask. Shea Moisture is a good brand in my opinion. I love using Shea Moisture. This isn't sponsored. Yeah, leave-in conditioner first. A generous amount, to the point where you can see like the white of when I've lathered the product through my hair. That's when I know I've added enough. If you don't see that, I don't think you've added enough. Then I add either a curl cream or a curl gel. Recently I've been using the Curl Show Curl Creator gel. And tip with using leave-in conditioner and like a curl gel or a curl cream, you want to make sure that both of the products that you're using kind of work well together, because sometimes you'll find a good leave-in and you'll have a good curl gel or curl cream, but using those two things together, depending on the brands and stuff, they might not work well together. But I found that my Shea Moisture leave-in and my Curl Show curl gel work really well together. It creates a good gel cast too, which we'll talk about in a bit. To avoid puffy roots, because I used to struggle with this quite a lot, I literally section my hair and then start kind of at the bottom, add the products in, add some more water, especially closer to the root, and then brush that through, either with my fingers, which is what I do most of the time, or with a hairbrush. It depends on how I'm feeling on the day. Sometimes I'll use different brushes, but recently I've been using my fingers and kind of just like, you know, really making sure that from the root the products is there and the water is absorbed, and then I kind of slowly go up and up and up my hair until I reach the crown. So that helps with more defined roots so that they're not as puffy or as frizzy. I feel like that really helps. So once the main bit of styling's finished, I go on to diffusing. I use these two clips, if I can find them in my drawer. These are the clips I use to weigh my hair down whilst I'm diffusing. Oh, I've got my diffuser here as well. Oh my god, lucky. I use the Remington Shine Therapy diffuser. I'll try and leave a link in the description if I can find this product on Amazon or something, but this is the diffuser that I use. It comes with the diffuser piece on it as well. Cold setting, which I always use because, you know, the less heat the better, and all the different settings and stuff is very, very straightforward to use. I split my hair in half whilst it's still dripping wet, by the way. I pull it down, not so much that the product starts coming out, but pull it down, clip it, and obviously because my hair's wet, with the clipping as well, it weighs it down. Do the same to the other side, and then I start diffusing on, I think, the highest speed, if that's what you call it. Now this is where I don't touch my hair whilst diffusing, either with the diffuser itself or with my hands, because that kind of promotes more frizz without even realizing it. I only touch my hair when I know that it's 100% dry. It takes around, I'd say, 45 minutes to an hour to get it like 100% dry. So then once it's dry, take out the clips, and then I add a tiny bit of castor oil to my hands, and then use palm hands to put it through my ends, and that gives it the kind of soft, kind of shiny look. It just completes the whole look for me. And the castor oil is what breaks the gel cast from the curl creator once my hair dries, because when my hair dries it's very crunchy, but that means that, you know, the definition's there, there's pretty much little to no frizz, so it's a good thing. So adding the oil kind of just softens the hair out, and it just makes it look really good. So here are some extra habits that kind of make a bit more of a difference when it comes to maintaining my hair. Firstly, where is it? Why is it here? Satin pillows and a satin bonnet. When I used to have bonnets that would always fall off in my sleep, that's when I invested in satin pillows. So if you forget to wear your bonnet one night, at least you've got the pillow. This is the bonnet I wore to bed last night. I have this one, and I also have a kind of smaller black one, but this helps so much. Wear your bonnet as often as you can. Like if you're having a chill day around the house and you know you have nowhere to be or anything like that, wear a bonnet because it just protects your hair from, you know, frizz, the wind. I wear my black bonnet out shopping sometimes. Like any opportunity that I can find to wear a bonnet, I will, because it just protects the hair. Another thing I also do now is avoid slick back styles as much as I can. I still do them every now and then. I'll do a slick back pony or like a half up, half down, but most of the time, like literally now, I've got this headband on, but I took my hair out the bonnet, put it up in a loose ponytail, and then put a claw clip in at the back. Like I haven't added any other products in it whatsoever. So I try and avoid slick backs as much as possible because it can lead to breakage, and sometimes it leads to kind of your hair thinning at the place where you always put a ponytail and stuff. I used to do ponytails and plaits and stuff so much when I was younger, so I probably already had some breakage and some damage just from that alone. Another thing as well, I don't really use a lot of heat on my hair. Obviously I diffuse my hair, which is a bit of heat anyway, but when it comes to, for example, blow drying it or even straightening it, I rarely do that. The last time I blew my hair out was, I think, November 2024, so that was like more than 6 months ago. But then before that, it was years. So I don't really straighten my hair, I don't really blow out my hair. It's just a personal preference because I prefer my curls. Protective styles when I'm not really doing much. I don't really wear braids and stuff either. My younger sister's the one that wears kind of braids more with the hair weaving it. Most of the time there'll be like a period of 2 weeks where I'll have 2 braids in, and I'll leave them in for as long as I can, obviously, because they're protective. Every 6 to 8 weeks as well, that's when I trim the dead ends off my hair, and I kind of do it every 6 to 8 weeks because it leaves enough time for the hair to actually grow. And I've noticed recently, obviously the more consistent I've been with the 6 to 8 weeks of trims, there's been less split ends, but I still make sure to cut the split ends off and stuff and to trim it regularly, even if I see that there's not as much damage as before. It's just to keep it consistent and to stop the split ends from rising up the hair, because that will just make a whole world of problems that we're just not here for. These aren't necessarily like general hair care tips, but I feel like they do kind of have an effect when you think about it. Just making sure to stay hydrated, to just look after yourself, because if you're not really looking after your body, then obviously you aren't going to be getting the nutrients into your hair and stuff like that. So making sure to drink water. I also used to have a scalp massager. I don't really use it that much anymore. I use like the, not my fingertips where my fingernails are, but kind of like this bit here to kind of massage my hair, and that promotes hair growth as well. So all of that I've spoken about in this video has led my hair to look like this. This was actually a video that I recorded at the beginning of the week, and it's Wednesday, so it's a very current look at what my hair looks like. Obviously we're having another heat wave in England at the moment, so there's no way I'm wearing my hair down in that, so we've kept the claw clip in for today. But I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Leave a comment below what your hair type is and what's your favorite hair product to use and why. Personally, I love using the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner, like I said, because it's just so, I don't know, like it just smells nice. It's like a good consistency for a leave-in conditioner. Like the tub that I get, but we share with my family of 4, so my mom, my brother, my sister, myself. The leave-in conditioner lasts, okay? So that's what I'd say is my favourite, but leave a comment in below what's your favourite hair products and why. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and also subscribe down below and turn on post notifications as well, so you get notified every time I post a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys around. Bye!